All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Under-21 Championship Final Match Day -1 press conference with England. On stage with me, we have head coach Lee Carsley and James McAtee. As before, please state your name and media. And finally, we have translations available in English and German, so please use one of these two languages. Who would like to start?
Hi, Gary Stonehouse from The Sun. Lee, another final coming up. If England can win this, is this going to be the start of something special for this generation of England players?
Well, hopefully it'll have some correlation to the last group. I think we've seen that from 82 and 84, the players that won them competitions went on to get senior caps. I think it definitely helps that they've got that experience of winning with England. We definitely believe that they can. Hopefully they can perform tomorrow night and win a second European Championships. It would be great for them. Like I say, I've got a lot of belief in them. They're an exciting team. They're really together. They've grown as the tournament's gone on. So yeah, hopefully they get what they deserve.
And the question to both of you, we're hearing rumours that Thomas is flying out here to watch it. Firstly, are you able to confirm that? And if he is here, what will his presence mean to you and the players?
Well, his support all along has been very strong from the day that he came in. The interest that he's got, not only himself but the rest of his staff in the under-21s. Obviously, he's at the Club World Cup at the minute, so the travel arrangements have been made for him to get to the game. Hopefully, he gets here on time. But he's been a good support for myself. He's very interested in the players. He's committed to the 21s. He was very supportive, like I say, when I was picking the squad and the information about what he may need for obviously 2 games himself in the summer. So yeah, we'll look forward to having him here. He's like I say, he's been, I've not known him long, but he's a very nice guy. He's interested obviously in the 21. So yeah, we look forward to welcoming him in.
Yeah, I didn't know, but if he does come, I think it would be definitely extra motivation for the lads to win. Is my mic on? Yeah. And yeah, just extra motivation and trying to more reason to try and impress the first team manager.
Hamza.
Hi Lee, hi James. Hamza Khalid-Lunat from The Times. I just want to ask first, Lee, did you see the team that you have now being the team that you would end the tournament with? Obviously you had a few changes before the tournament started with a few guys not being available. What have you learned in that period? And James, what have you learned about the group as well in that time since you've been leader?
Yeah, the team evolves constantly throughout a tournament. You've seen in Georgia the team changes. The squad's the most important thing for me. Once we name that squad, making sure that we had put the right players on the plane. We've been able to make changes quite early in games, which has meant that a lot of players have got minutes. The only players that haven't got minutes are Ronnie, CJ, Teddy, and Tommy, which is obviously not great because you want everyone to have a great experience. But the support that them 4 have shown every training session has been testament to themselves. The group as well have drove them players that aren't involved as much, but them 4 are top players and have much appreciated what they've done. And we spoke about this morning, that how important the strength of the squad is, not so much the starting 11 but the whole squad, because there's we're going to need everyone if we're going to win tomorrow, and we need that togetherness, and that's been there from the first camp. It's very difficult to throw 23 personalities together for 28 days and expect it just to click. But James and as captain they've definitely took their time to get into the groove and find the patterns within each other. And I'm very impressed with the group. They're a really good bunch. They're a bunch of players that I've really enjoyed working with. You always see the difference between the start of a campaign 2 years ago, when they're still a little bit, well, they're obviously young, but young and fresh, and then you see the experiences they have with the clubs to get to this point now. It's exciting times for England because we have got some really talented players within our pathway that are more than capable of pushing the senior players.
What was your question again, sorry?
It was just, how have you seen the players develop since you've been captain? How they've changed over the 2-3 weeks that you've been here?
Not much, to be honest, but I think like what Lee said, the rhythm's obviously built up, and I think we're getting there now, and hopefully tomorrow that we can can perform our best that we've been yet.
And Lee, I think Antonio Di Salva, the Germany head coach, said after the group match, you said to him that you'd see them in the final. Is that what you said to him? And what gave you the confidence that you would be able to push on and reach the final?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of confidence with the players. I knew the second half against Germany we clicked. First half, it would be fair to say, especially the first 20 minutes, we did not play well. But the response from half-time to the second half, and we see a lot of the players, obviously. I mean, you've been down to the training sessions and you've seen the setup that we've got. They train at such a high level, and it was only going to be a matter of time when it clicked for them. So, yeah, after the game, I was more than confident that this team had clicked and we were in a good position. I mean, it was a bit tongue-in-cheek. I didn't, I thought that we'd be there. I weren't sure if they would be there, but I was confident that we were going to do well in this tournament. I've got a lot of belief, what I say, with this team. They're so exciting to watch. They play without any inhibitions. They attack teams. They play with control. And we've got a real resilience of keeping the ball out of the box and the goal as well. So hopefully we can take that into tomorrow.
Right, so Nathan.
Hi, Nathan Zolt from the Daily Mail. The Germany game, I know you never want to lose games, but that first half, was it almost a blessing in disguise in this tournament that it kind of set you, because you just looked so much improved since then in the second half, the Spain game?
It definitely didn't feel like that. I think it's, from my point of view, I always want the players to do well, because I know the rewards they'll get if they do as a team, if they do well. I don't see it as a reflection on myself. I just want them to do well, because you want to support English players in the pathway, and you want to see them to get through. And when they underperform, it's disappointing, and that's what they did. They'd underperformed, but the resilience that they showed, the character that they showed, the way that they responded, there was definitely an improvement, and that's what you want. That's all you want. Some games you do lose, but it's the way that you lose and the way that we gave the goals away, which was most disappointing. I spoke to him at half-time about making sure that when things are 50-50, you make sure you keep moving forward, or worst case scenario, you stand still, you don't go backwards, and that's what they did. They move forward, and that's the type of players that we need if we're going to win at senior level as well. It's players that think differently, that have that belief, have that character to respond to setbacks and move forward.
James, just a question to you. Obviously, a lot of players are not here. I just wondered whether you'd had any messages from Liam or Cole or Rico or anyone that maybe would have been involved or has been in the last group.
Yeah, I speak to Liam every day, so he's happy for us. We're all happy for him. He's doing well, so yeah. I've had a couple of messages, like Taylor's messaged me, so the lads back home are rooting for us, and they're happy for us that we've got here.
Lee, hi, Nick Mash to BBC Sport. You said you're going to need a little bit of time to reflect on what you've achieved and what the squad has achieved over the last couple of years, and obviously with the seniors too. Yeah. Just wondered if you can elaborate a little bit, how you feel the last couple of years have gone. It's more that I keep getting asked the question, what have you taken from the last 2 years? And literally, I need that time to think about that, because it's a great question, and I'm not sure I've took as much as I should have. I think I need to reflect more, because it seems to be the next things come up and the next things come up. And one thing I don't do well, and James will probably tell you that, is that the debrief after a game, I'll move on quite quickly. I'm on to the next opponent. That's why Ashley does the debrief, because my attention span seems to be on the next thing. But I think if I'm going to keep improving as a coach, I have to make sure that I'm learning from these experiences and making sure that I'm not just going through the motions kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I took a lot of things from the senior team. Obviously, it's you always wonder, I've spoke about it before, whether you're capable of managing at that level, coaching at that level, and that was fine. It was something that I enjoyed, something that I didn't feel drowned by. I was excited by the games. So yeah, definitely a period of reflection is needed, definitely after this tournament. But them periods I think are always better if you've won. And do you sense the history that you could make as well tomorrow? Is that in the obviously we spoke about this in St George's. Our record at this tournament, it's fair to say, isn't great. From not qualifying for the tournament for starters, or missing out on getting knocked out in the group stages, semi-finals. Obviously, Dave Sexton,
started off great in terms of, I think the tournament started in 78, you won it in 82 and 84, so you know that's us getting off to a great start. You'd like to see then a period of domination where we didn't do that. So you know, Spain have done it, Italy have done it, Germany have done it, Netherlands have done it. You know, we have to make sure that we're there or thereabouts. Looking at that final last night as well, the under-19s, you know, the Netherlands are obviously very strong as well. So it's making sure that we keep producing players and teams that are capable of playing in these games in the last stages, because I think long term that would help the seniors.
James, just a quick one to you. Does this justify any decision not to go to America, or is it would that only be if you win tomorrow?
I don't know. It's a tough one to answer, but I don't regret my decision at all. I'm happy I'm here, and yeah, my focus is now tomorrow. It's not on the Club World Cup.
Yeah, let's go on this side. You have a microphone. Yeah. Yeah, Henry. Yeah.
Hi, Lee. Henry Winter from World Soccer. First, good luck tomorrow. Same to you as well, James. When we're sort of totting up how many appearances, games that your young players have played, we never include under-21 appearances in the total.
Yeah.
Do you think they should now be included as competitive appearances in the total? Because you look at the quality here, you look at the quality with which England are playing.
Yeah, I think it's definitely important that that it's accepted as a competitive game, especially with some of the experience the players will have in terms of the country that we have to go to and the results that we have to get to qualify. That's why I always make sure that they celebrate qualification for these tournaments, because it's such an important thing for them to get to these positions, and especially from a senior point as well. In terms of when they go and play for the seniors, the experience that you can have in the under-21s sets you in good stead, because it's not easy to play for England first and foremost, to carry the badge and to feel that pressure of having to win every single game. Yeah, I think it's crucial that people recognise that.
There's obviously a lot of interest back home. The viewing figures, in particular, being excellent. Is that because you're winning, or because, to use your phrase, your players are playing without inhibitions?
I think it's definitely got a bit of both. I think it's brilliant that Channel 4 are screening our games. It's a shame that the last group didn't get this attention from winning it in Georgia. But these, you know, we always get an update on the viewing figures after the game, and it's great that the public is so interested in the team. You know, I always talk about trying to inspire the next generation of players to come through, and you know, these players some of them are already really well known within football, but you know, it's now people seeing that hopefully these are the next generation of England players that can come through and be exciting and be expansive and play with belief, and all the words that we want. You know, when you're watching a game of football, you want to see an attacking team. You want to see a team that's going for it, and that's what I definitely encourage the players to do that.
Hi, just to start with, Ed Aarons from The Guardian for James to start with. Have you sensed there's any nerves among the players? 'Cause not many of you have played in such a big game before.
I wouldn't say that. I think some of the lads have played in some big games, but not yet. I've not sensed any nerves, but I'm sure by tomorrow there will be some. Hopefully the lads do get it, so it means it's something to them. But yeah, not so far, no.
Okay. And to Lee, we were here earlier for the press conference and we saw the German striker who's top scorer, Woltemade. I just wondered, for a player like that, who's quite a unique sort of style player, have you come up with some? I know you're not going to tell us exactly what, but is that entering into your thoughts
in terms of
how you're going to deal with his threat?
They've got a few threats within the team. Obviously, he's a very good player. Scored a lot of goals for him, especially in this tournament. In the qualifying campaign as well, he was really effective. We come up against all kinds of players with different attributes. I think the Premier League is so unique as well that you are up against players like that are fast, strong, quick, tall. Our defenders are used to it from an English point of view of that contact, that physical side of the game. So yeah, I think he's a player that we're well aware of, along with 2 or 3 of the other players for Germany. They've got some good players, a really good team, unbeaten so far as well. So I'm sure they've got a lot of confidence and the team that we're looking forward to playing against.
All right, let's go, Bobby, and then we'll go over here.
Hi, both. Bobby Manzi, The Mirror. Hope you're well and best of luck tomorrow to James. You've got 2 Premier League winners' medals. but how would winning this tournament be for your country and taking that onwards?
I haven't got 2 Premier League winning medals. I was around the squad, but obviously you have to make 5 appearances. But this would be a special occasion for me. I'm so excited for it. I'm excited to play tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited to play tomorrow, and yeah, it'll be a big achievement for me and my family.
And Lee, you've spoken quite a lot this tournament about it, how it's developmental for the players and building into the senior squad, and that having to be the main goal.
Yeah.
For you personally, do you think it's a developmental tournament for a manager as well to then go on and become a senior manager?
I think it's coaching players at this level is it's like coaching senior players because of the experiences they have, the levels that they're playing at, the coaches that they're being coached by back at their clubs. I suppose the uniqueness of it is that we've 23 players from 23 different clubs, so putting them together quickly and trying to get a team is definitely a different kind of skill that a club manager would have. You tend to get a little bit more time in terms of your pre-season and all the rest of it. So, but no, it's the main thing is that we can help the under-21s, and it's a really privileged position that I'm in. To coach these players with these attributes is something that I don't take for granted.
All right, Jan.
Good evening, Jan Jasenka, Sportskej Slovakia. I wanted to also ask you about Nick Woltemade, if he's the biggest threat for you. You just answered to my colleague, but for you, James, how do you see Nick Woltemade?
Yeah, we arrived at the hotel, I think, half-time of the last game, and we watched him. He was obviously a great player. He was a big threat for them, but that's the aim of the game, to try and stop him and try and stop the other special players they've got as well.
And Thomas Tuchel is from Germany, so who do you think he will support tomorrow?
Well, I imagine he will support England, with him being the England head coach. So, but he's, like I say, he's showed a lot of support for us. He's been there whenever I've needed him in terms of on the phone or a message, and same with the rest of the staff. We've got a good relationship.
Tomorrow will be a full stadium, I suppose. So, do you looking forward for the atmosphere tomorrow?
Yeah, we've enjoyed Bratislava. The training ground as well, where we've trained, has been brilliant. The game the other night was a great atmosphere, obviously very hot. So hopefully this rain continues and we can get a really slick surface, and yeah, we're looking forward to the game.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Let's do a couple more.
Just one to James, please. Obviously, you've been out here the best part of a month now. I just wondered if you could give us an insight into how Lee normalises the camp and how you've found Bratislava yourself, some of the things that you've been getting up to, because I imagine you'd have a lot of spare time as well, if you can just give us an insight into any of that.
No, Lee definitely helps, I think. I think if we was here for 21 days and we was stuck in the hotel, it'd be a long month, but now we've been allowed to go and grab some coffee and have some free time with the lads, so we've seen a lot of Bratislava, we've had a lot of coffees, and yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed our time here.
All right, let's go here.
Hi both, Josh Donaldson from Flashscore. James, for you first, before we get to the final, I was wondering what has been your personal highlight during the tournament, on or off the pitch?
It was definitely on the pitch. I think it was Spain, the opening goal. That's been my highlight so far.